Welcome to Tangling Along with me. We are continuing on tanglepatterns.com, and today it is this pattern that we are going to work with. So let's open up the book and find a space for this one. I think this page is actually pretty neat, like it's just in black and white. Let's relax in our shoulders, in our fingers and our wrists, taking a deep breath and getting ready for tangling together. I am using my white jelly roll. This is the 08, but you can use any color. And if you are on white paper, then you can use a black micron or any fine liner you have, even another color if you want that. I am going to take a place right here. Actually, I think I'm just gonna continue here. And I'm gonna do this one upside down first so that I can start in this side here of my pattern, or with my pattern. That would make it easier when I get over here. So I'm starting with this kind of S-curve shape, and I'm trying to make my curves the same depth all the way around. I'm doing the same here, just going the opposite way, and I am hitting at the middle, and I'm gonna do that again here. That was why I wanted it to start over here, so I can easier go behind here and figure out where to start and where to stop. Now I can turn it around so that it is upside down, not so that it is, so that it isn't upside down. Oh, that was difficult. We are just gonna find one of these bubbles. I'm gonna start with this one because it's a whole bubble. And I'm just gonna, you can go up the line with your pen, and I'm just gonna make this rounded shape and going down and ending there. Doing the same over here, making the bubble and going around and down. So following the line, making the bubble, going around and down. Same over here, like that. And then I have half one here, so I would be going around, making my bubble and going back down. And I would have a tiny bit of my bubble here going down. And here I will have the top part of my bubble, mostly the bottom part. I think I can have a whole one right here, the top of one, and I would have one coming like that, going behind, coming out here, making the bubble. I think we will have like that, and so on and so on, depending on how big your tangle is going. So now there is several things we can do. We can do stuff inside the bubble or outside the bubble. In the step out, we have a line going down here. I'm working on this bubble, and we have a line going down here, and one that is tethered but going behind the pattern. And then they actually color it in, like the first piece here, color that in, skip the next one, and then color in the next one of these. And that's a pattern. So let's do the same here, because we always do the same in each of these bubbles. Coloring one in here. Leaving the next one. Like that. Nothing down there. And then we have this one over here. Going to place this one right through, and then the curved ones, coloring in the first. Skipping the next band here, a ribbon. And skipping the last one, and I would have a line coming down here and one going behind, so I would have some white right there. And then I'm just gonna make something for myself. This is not a part of the original, but I was thinking about maybe having some line work here in the background behind these bubbles. So I'm just placing some nice thin straight lines in between here. And that's the nice part about these patterns. You can do them just like you want to. Let me just turn it around so I don't place my hand in something I already did. And I'm gonna make my lines here as well. So that it is equal on both sides. There we go. I actually think that turned out really, really cool. Put the lid on there and find my white charcoal. There's a lot of ways to give this one a little life. So I'm placing a little half moon here in the opening of these. Taking my Tortillion and softening that out like in a round shape, as if I have an orb right here. I'm doing that everywhere where I have these shapes here, like that. And you can always go in here where you have the connection and make that a little colored. This is especially good if you are on white paper. And I'm gonna do it here as well. This one and this one. And then just softening that out a tiny bit. You don't want them to be all white, just giving them kind of a shadowy feeling. And there we have the pattern for today. I actually think it turned out really neat. Also, even though that it is going behind these flux pieces here, I'm actually thinking I'm gonna give that a little tiny bit of a shadow with my white charcoal. It might be better with some graphite, but I decided to do only white colors on this page here. Anyway, that was the pattern for today. I think it turned out really neat. I need to try that one out on black, I think. But that was this pattern right here. So that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed that one. I had a lot of fun with it. So thank you for joining. Have an attitude of gratitude.